All right, what's up with y'all? Tapping in. So today is Sunday. It's about 12:30. We actually gained an hour of sleep, so you know I love that. So this video I'm making right now, I was originally trying to make it on Friday, right? I was trying to make it on Friday while I was at work, but you know, it got a little busy. It didn't work out like that. But what brought me to this video, I was driving in the truck. I was doing my run, right? So nowadays, you know, I still listen to music as I drive, but a lot of times, you know, I like to listen to a podcast, maybe learn something, catch some information I didn't know about. So I like riding around listening to podcasts, or I'll go on YouTube, I'll watch some trucking vlogs or a trucking video. I'll listen to it rather, hear them talk while I'm driving. And I came across this one video, and the title caught me. It says, driver fired for eating a Wendy's burger or getting Wendy's or something along those lines, right? And I wish I could remember the guy's name, because I'd have sent y'all to go watch the video. I mean, blow him up a little bit. But maybe if you type in on YouTube, trucker gets fired for eating Wendy's, that'll probably pop up, right? But this what brought me to this video today, right? I feel like in trucking, in 2024, safety is top dog, right? Safety is God in trucking in 2024, moving forward. So now you see all these driving facing cameras. You see like a lot of drivers are getting like micromanaged now. Like they can see everything you do. They're putting they had the front facing cameras. Okay, I felt like that was cool. Now they got the driver facing cameras. They can pick up audio. They can track your eyes to see if you dozing off. Like it's real micromanaged in trucking now. And I know a good percentage of that is, for safety reasons. I'm not gonna take that from them. But I feel like a bigger reason for that, obviously everybody know, is money, right? They're trying to lower their insurance costs by any means. So that means, if that means putting a camera in your face, monitoring you and monitoring every move, even though it's probably uncomfortable for you, they don't care about that, right? So here's why I say safety is, pretty much king. I only been driving for almost 2 years, but I can imagine, not even imagine, because I remember when I first got in the truck, it was talk. When I first came into trucking, there were talks about driving facing cameras and all that, but it wasn't really out yet. I know Prime didn't have them. They still had ways to track you. Hence why they got me out of there. Like road stability alerts, hard braking, things of that nature. So they still had ways to monitor your driving, but it wasn't so all in your face, like, invading your personal space, right? So I feel like back in the day, maybe where you as a trucker and you felt like your job was secure, right? Unless you really did something you really wasn't supposed to do, obviously hitting stuff, accidents, like just doing some outrageous stuff that's really grounds for termination. Outside of all that, it was relatively a secure, profession to have. You come to work, you do what you got to do, keep your license cool, make deliveries on time, but you'll have a job, right? I feel like now, with all these cameras, driver-facing cameras, and safety being so anal about certain things, it's not even guaranteed that you're going to keep your job, number one. And number two, it's necessarily not driver error that'll make you lose your job. What do I mean by not necessarily driver error? So like I just told you, I watched the video, and the guy was saying how he got fired for eating a Wendy's burger. My company, like most companies probably do, they have a phone policy, right? Which makes sense. No phones while you're driving that truck. I don't care if you're going 10 miles an hour, 15, 20, 30, 65 it's no phones. Do not touch your phone. If you need to use your phone, bro, you got to pull over. Okay. In theory, that makes sense, right? Imagine you got your phone on the dashboard, you got it on the window, whatever. You're driving 65 miles on the highway, 55, whatever, you're on the highway. You got an exit coming up. Now, I don't know what trucking app y'all use, but I use TruckerPath, right? So TruckerPath has this thing where if you're near like a way station or something like that, a message will pop up, biggest day in the middle of your screen. Yeah, they want to know how many spots, was it a lot, a little bit of spots, was it empty, stuff along those lines, right? The problem with that is I'm on the highway, my exit coming up. Say it's a situation, and this has happened to me. Exit A, B, it might be crazy off ramps, you know what I mean? So you might know what exit it is, but they got like some crazy off ramps going on. So you don't know if you just take that first exit or the far, you know what I mean? The further curve, if that makes sense to y'all. So You lean over, boom, you swipe. Just to clear the ad away or the message or whatever. You swipe, boom. You might miss it. Truck bouncing up. All right, boom. You finally get it. Boom, right there. You distracted, bro. You distracted. Safety will call you up, and this is a real situation. This is a real situation. I'm not gonna go into detail on who and what and all that, but just know this is a real situation. That's distracted driving, number one. Number two, you were distracted going 65 miles an hour on the highway. That's termination. Automatic termination. So if we look at that policy in theory, okay, that's grounds for termination, right? But as a driver, I'll ask you, and let me know in the comments, is that fair, right? Is that fair to fire a man for flicking up so he can see what exit he got to take, right? As long as you do it safe. You know what I mean? It's a right and wrong way to do everything, I feel like. But here's the kicker. A lot of these driving facing cameras, depending on what brand you got, it's not just sending video. You know, they're scanning you, but they do scores, right? So every little violation, they're not telling you. It's some cameras. I remember when I first got to this company, we had a camera where if you take a drink of your soda, it'll flash red and it'll say distracted, right? You knew, all right, well, shit, I know that's going to safety. I know that's going to safety. These new cameras we got, they don't say nothing, bro. They don't say nothing at all, right? You can take a drink of soda, that thing won't even budge, bro. So you don't know when they're sending stuff to safety, but I'm pretty sure, and I've heard, whenever you got something to do with your phone, it sends to safety. Next thing you know, you get a call from safety, and they telling you, yeah, man, you know our policy. Looks like you were distracted. Look like you were playing around with your phone, and you were on the highway going 65 miles an hour. You know, sorry about that. We got to let you go. Now, it's not the fact that you were scrolling through your phone and you were really distracted. It goes back to the scores I was telling you about, right? These cameras have a score system. If that score gets too high, I believe that gets reported, and this is just all opinion, right? I don't know this to be 100% fact, but we could do a deep dive into this, but it makes sense to me, right? Everything goes by scores. So if you have an agreement with your insurance company, they want to know all the safe drivers. So if your score gets too high, I'm pretty sure insurance is going to start looking at you as a liability, and they want to keep costs low. So now that minor infraction that 2-3 years ago wouldn't have been about nothing, they wouldn't even have batted an eye at that. Now they got the insurance companies on their back talking about some, hey, you see, you got an at-risk driver right here. They want to raise your rates on him. So what you think they going to do? Bro, they going to get you out of here. The same reason why it's not so much that when you get into an accident, it's not necessarily the accident is that's what's keeping you from getting a job, depending on, you know, if it was your fault or, you know, how things went. But that do play a big part. I don't want you to misconstrue what I'm saying. But a lot of that has to do with when you got an accident on your record and you trying to apply for another job, that's insurance, bro. You're a high risk. It's like any car insurance. If you got accidents on your record, your insurance is going to be higher. And when it comes to trucking, insurance prices are already through the roof. So if you got an accident on your record, oh, no, we can't deal with you. You got to come back 5 years, 6 years, maybe when that stuff falls off or it don't impact, you know, it doesn't have such an impact on your driving record. And this is why I say, like, safety is like pretty much top dog at this point. It's not your boss. It's not your dispatcher. Safety is getting everybody up out of here, bro. Safety is making all the shots. Like, even if it could be a situation where your supervisor, he know you run hard, bro. Anytime he call on you, he know he can count on you to get this run done. If he needs some extra work, he call you. It's to the point where you probably his best employee. If safety wants you gone, he could vouch for you all he want, bro. Safety got the last call. I feel like back in the day or any other job, it wouldn't be like that. If you got somebody vouching for you, your whole team vouching for you, that's what counts. But now when safety get involved, bro, it's up to them. They make the last call. So, you know, that's when it get tricky. And even when it comes to eating, right? Even when it comes to eating, and I didn't get fired for this, but you know, they had some words for me. I think I was eating a bag of chips, right? And it was my fault. It was my fault. So don't get me wrong. It was definitely my fault. But it's a situation where every time you put something in this area right here, so you go to eat, pick up a chip, that alarm going off, distracted. So I'm sitting here driving, I'm busting these joints down, boom, boom, boom. whole time safety done got like 15 alerts for distracted driving. And you know, I think it was the way I was eating. I had it on my lap at first, and then I think I might have I had hands on the wheel, but I wasn't securing it, gripping the wheel. You know what I'm saying? I was like probably driving with my wrist, trying to dig in the bag or get the bag open, whatever the case may be. But it's just little stuff like that. They're real heavy on that stuff. So I just feel like the future of trucking, bro, it's going to get crazy, man. It's going to get crazy. Like, this, y'all might want to definitely stay on your P's and Q's. Make sure if you were driving careful before, make sure you're driving that much more careful. Because, you know, it get tricky. And then God forbid you get on the radar of, you know, a safety manager that don't particularly like you and he's looking for little reasons. Bro, that's a whole nother dynamic. And things like this do happen. I'm not trying to, you know, say safety are bad people, but you know, you get one of them at every job, like a nitpicker. And if you just happen to land on their radar, or you do something they don't like or anything, now they're nitpicking, bro, it's not that hard for them to find something to get you up out of there, right? So I feel like it takes away from the driver as a whole. You could be a safe driver, never had an accident, just did everything right, but it's still human error. Bro, that'll still get you out of here. So I don't know, man. That's why I had to name this video Beware Safety. So just, be mindful when y'all driving these trucks and y'all eating. And that's before I end this video, not the rant, but I just feel like, you know, it's crazy how these trucking companies want you to run, get the load done like we're robots, right? But then you complaining about a driver eating while he's driving. Right? Now, I'm not saying bust down a whole cheesesteak or some shit that take 2 hands to eat and all that. Like, I'm not saying that. Excuse me. I'm not saying that, but you can't nitpick at a driver for eating when he doesn't have time to take a break, right? Like, for instance, I know in LTL, the LTL guys probably will feel this. You might have a long run that day, a lot of drops. But then to turn around, you might have a lot of pickups. Now, the thing about the pickups is, yeah, you'll get all your drops done for sure. Let's say you get done at 1:30 with your drops, 2 o'clock. They might give you 6 pickups. But now you're back to the wall because this place might close at 3:30. This place might close at 4, 5, you mean? Ain't no telling how long you're going to be at each pickup. So now that break go out the window. Usually how I run my route, I get all my drops done. I usually finish my drops around 12:30, 1 o'clock. As soon as I get to my last drop, I'm taking my half-hour break. I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to start my pickups, right? So just imagine I had a longer run that day, or I got caught up. I don't get done till 2:30, right? I'm starving, bro. I don't typically usually eat breakfast because I wake up so early. Get my daughter ready, get her to school. I might stop at Dunkin' Donuts, get a coffee and like a donut or something like that, but I don't really eat a hearty breakfast. So by the time 12:30, 1 o'clock hit, bro, I'm starving, right? If I'm getting done at 2 o'clock and I gotta do these pickups, I got 2 options. Either I can say, yo, screw these pickups, I'm hungry, I'm gonna get something to eat, sit here and take my half-hour break. If I make it, I make it. If I don't, I don't. Or what I usually do, you know, because I'm a bit of an overachiever and I like the challenge. You know, if I got like 4 stops or 4 pickups forever and I know these drones close by a certain time, I like coming home, parking that truck, knowing I look on my tablet, everything checked off. I hit every stop, I got every pickup. That's just me, right? In a case like that, especially if they text me and say, yo, this is a hot pickup, they're not factoring in that I didn't take no break. They're not worried about that. They just need that pickup because it's an important customer, or, you know, it's a customer we do business with a lot. So, you know, we definitely want to get that freight. Bro, I'm going to pull over. I'm going to get my food. If it's a burger or something like that, fries, bro, and I'm driving, I'm eating, but I'm getting my job done. And I feel like as an owner or whoever, I feel like you would look at that as admirable, right? You got an employee that's willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done. But I just feel like safety sometimes don't care about none of that, right? Yeah, all they see is, oh, that's unsafe. That's unsafe. That's unsafe. People that's looking at a monitor, not even, probably like on the other side of the freaking country, on the West Coast somewhere, never drove a truck in their life, and they're sitting here trying to micromanage the driver on something they've never done, never even experienced, right? So that's the end of my rant. I don't know how long this video is. I know it's gonna be a short video, but yeah, moral of the story is, bro, drive safe. Watch out for safety. You want to stay off their radar as much as possible. But, it's about 1:30 now. So I'm about to head to this game. So I will tap in with y'all in the next video.